Yep, and now we're live. Ladies and gentlemen, I
Jeez.
apologize. It's been a while since it is what it is. Did a show, but we're here. We're live. We made it
Yeah.
happen. We didn't have any of our equipment at home.
Yeah, this is a weird setup I got right now.
But once again, thank you guys for joining. Please share. We're gonna talk about the OAs pushing the fall season back, making the high school athletes get the COVID vaccine. Please share. If you want to join, just let us know. You can call in, call my phone. You can send us your email. You can come on live, show your face. If you don't want to, hit me up for my number. I'll give you my number. You can call. But once again, we're here to just talk about what went down today in the OIA, also in ILH for one school, actually UH two now, about kids being vaccinated to play sports. So we're gonna cruise it right now until we get more followers on. But say what's up. What's up, kid? Natasha. Yes.
Yeah, you.
Always our supporters right here. We're just waiting for Ken's boy. Once again, you can comment, you can call, you can come on. We're going to talk about the OIA, ILH, UH.
You see that? You see that? I'm using my phone today, my friend.
Yeah, my friend. Look, and we're just waiting for this guy, Mike Natas.
Yeah.
Hope everybody's staying safe during this COVID time. It's really crazy out there. Once again, say a little prayer for my father, Matt Fonga. He's out there fighting the COVID right now. Got some good news that he got to sit up today and try to walk, but it's going to be a long progress and process for him. But hey, he's a fighter. You know what I mean? He's a fighter. He's going to fight the fight.
It's crazy,
Let the
man.
kids play after the vaccine. Terrence, you're right, though. I mean, that's the main goal is get the kids to play. Getting a vaccine to play is kind of crazy. You know, there
Yeah,
is some side goals, they said, but
I'm still trying to find more information. I heard about that today with OIA pushing them back, and then
right.
they got to be vaccinated for play. But I was trying to look on the website, but they didn't post it. At least not where I can see it.
They probably don't
Or I didn't find
update
it
their
yet.
stuff, probably. What up, OG? Once again, say what's up if you're on. We can shout you out. If you want to chime in, you have anything to say, go right ahead. This show, we don't discriminate. You can be against what the OI said. You can be with the OI. You know, it's just a show to talk and let everybody know, what you think. Ryan Burns, yes.
Yeah. Speed fire.
Yes, Natasha, you're right. You can be vax. It's like,
It really doesn't matter, At this point, it should be your preference, right, if you get vaccinated or not. Because
yeah.
whether or not you get vaccinated, you still can get COVID.
Yeah, him goes Burns, angry. What's up, coach? What's up, John? Let me know. Join in, man. John's out there, has a son at Moana Lua. You know, I think he's gonna be a junior this year. Losing 2 years in a row is hard for a kid. I mean, especially if you busted your butt this whole off season, this summer, played two scrimmages, and all of a sudden, 2 days before your game, they're yanking you because of a vaccine. Tasha, send me yours. I have to send you the link. What's up, Rich? Rich also has a son at Kuku and St. Louis. I think it might be different for the ILH. So Pono, but I know Kamehameha already said that their kids have to be fully vaccinated to play. I'm guessing the rest of the ILH will follow them. Once again, please hop on. Right, we want to bring people on the show. Maybe talk to you in a couple of minutes to see what you think about the OA pushing back this season and making the kids get vaccinated to play any sport, not just football. but any sport. Yes, my friend.
That's for
A little bit
coaches too,
more.
yeah.
Yes, coaches too. You know, I was always, my friend can tell you, I was always against the vaccine.
We both
We
were, you know what I mean?
didn't want to do it.
We didn't. But they made it really difficult to do a lot of things, you know what I mean?
We have
But
a
mm,
but
but we could already see that we was gonna have to take them eventually, you know that. Especially with the kids and everybody coming back. Numbers are rising, school's back in session, there's no real like procedures as to bringing them back in safely. It's like a free for all. I mean, the DOE does have some guidelines, like I guess in class it's 3 feet distance. Still gotta wear masks and all that stuff, but
I
the
mean
amount of
us
students we have per class, not gonna work. But
not gonna us being working in the DOE. You know what I mean? It's not gonna work. But we have a question. Why didn't they make the decision 2 months ago? That's what John. I said the same exact thing. You cannot tell me they woke up 2 days ago and saying, "Boom, we're gonna make everybody get a vaccine." They had this plan up. But if they told us 2 months ago, we could have had all that done now. We could have still started at this time.
yeah,
But now you're over here trying to push this mandate on our kids and telling them they gotta wait till September, and it's still not a okay. We still will not play in September. So it's like, come on, you know you guys had this plan. This plan is was put in place 2, 3 months, maybe the beginning of this year, but you waited all summer.
I think at this point it's gonna be same as every other vaccination, right? The only two reasons why they're gonna allow you not to get them is religious or for some medical reason you cannot get vaccinated.
Yes, I can go in. I'm gonna go into this one because there's a funny one that we was told today about the religion, but we have some other people on it now. Al, Al, can you message me in my messenger? I really want to bring you on. Sorry about that. Aussie, what's up? Sione, Olika, what's up, everybody? We're just on here talking about today. So if you want to join in or ask a question or put something up, go ahead. We're going to share it on the live.
It's crazy though. I mean, we talked about this before. Like a lot of people's like, there's no way that they can mandate vaccination stuff like that, which we all know they can because technically, if you think about your kids, there's a lot of vaccinations they have to have in order for them to just attend school, and without that, they can't go to school. So it's not that they can't do it; they can because they've done it before. But at this point, it should be your choice. But like always, like everything else, right? Get out of here. Everything else
Hmm.
is gonna come down to. I mean, it should be your choice, right? But if
Yeah,
you guys
you're
are not down, if you guys are not down for taking the vaccination, can you guys let us know why?
yes. And if you were down to take it, let us know why you took it.
And I'll tell you the truth, when it was me and Doug, it came down to the last, like, so split second decision,
Yes.
because they came to our campus to administer the vaccine to whoever wanted to. So, and you could walk up or pre-schedule. We ended up that day just going in and getting them. For me, I called it. I volunteered myself as tribute because some people like, oh, it's gonna make you sick, or you're gonna die from them, or they trying to track you, or whatever it is, or however you guys feel about it. But you don't really know till you know. So I was like, let's just take it and see what happens. We tried the magnet test. Everybody had the magnet. We tried that. That never happened with us. We never got sick. No symptoms. I know we. I mean, we know some people that were tired, but not really like full on sick. So
Keep talking, my friend.
I'm, yep. I'm trying to read the questions or whatever you posted up. I mean, for whatever reason you took it or you didn't take it, we're not judging anybody. We just want to know people's reasons. Like, we know everybody on the spectrum, from one side to the far opposite side, whether you're with it or against it. That's fine because we all know it doesn't matter. You're going to get COVID. The thing with it, then the shot or the vaccine, they said supposedly if you do get COVID, the symptoms aren't going to be as bad. So we currently know people that's vaccinated and not vaccinated that got COVID at the same time. There have been, or there is the few that got vaccinated that are fine now, and not vaccinated that are fine now. But they're the ones that weren't vaccinated. Some of them still, fighting the COVID symptoms and stuff like that. I don't know if it has anything to do with being vaccinated or not. Because, like I said, we have friends that got COVID at the same time. Some vaccinated, some not, and they all cleared at the same time. They're all off and cleared at the same time. So, to me, it should be personal preference. NBA and Ripple, how did we get from really low numbers to opening up to the numbers getting higher again? If you guys have any input on that, let us know. I mean, a lot of it we know has to do with the opening up of tourism and allowing more people to come back. That's true. All of this is going to cost somebody money, right? Because even for us, I mean, they tell you the vaccines are free, but if you read the fine line, they're going to charge them to your insurance. So it's not just, you just show up and it's going to be free. They ask for your insurance card, all of that. If you don't have I believe they still give it for free, but there's a process you got to fill out and extra paperwork.
Gotcha. Hey, I'm gonna bring on one of the coaches, founder of
Bring
Team
them
IC,
on.
also the OC there at my rival this year, Pro City. But he's on backstage right now. He can hear everything laughing. But I'll bring on Coach Sampson, Campbell's finest, UH's finest. Talk about what he thinks about what's going on today.
What's
Sup,
up,
Cole?
guys? Cole OC.
Oh, Cole OC, I got you. I'm the Cole DC, I got
Yeah,
you.
you're good. I only pull up my hair, so I pull up my hair long enough.
So yeah, Coach, just explain to us the feelings that you guys got from your guys' team and your players and parents and so on.
It was rough, to be honest. It was hard because, all week we've been, you could just feel it from the kids that a lot of things, were kind of going a certain way, and they lit up like a Christmas tree the other day when they said, "Hey, green light, first TV game of the year. We're the only TV game of the year," and a lot of people are going to be watching, and just for these seniors especially who didn't have that year, they were excited. Our head coach was excited. I mean, I think everybody was excited. It was the first time in a long time we actually got to watch film, be with the boys, and just try our best to follow protocols. But I think today's reaction was more for the younger ones, for our JV, because in their eyes, a lot of other teams, we actually prayed. We prayed for healing, and we prayed for them to get better because COVID's going to be around for forever probably.
Oh yes.
But instead of having hate and contributing to the evils of it, we just had to have some compassion. A lot of our players had family members that had it, and just to hear their reaction of why us, why is it happening again, and it's kind of a sad moment because our coaches, they put in a lot of hard work. You know, I know all the coaches in the state of Hawaii. It doesn't have to be football. It could be volleyball, track and field. You know, me being a teacher now at Pro City, a lot of the coaches, you know, they were upset. They just had to take a walk, and they just couldn't find it in their heart to tell their players. But, you know, I mean, my opinion is that I'm always pro-choice. You know, I love you if you take the vaccine. I love you if you don't take it.
Exactly.
But what I was reminded of today, and it came from my mom. You know, even though I'm 29, you know, my mom always keeps me in check. Is that sometimes God's plan is always the plan, and if this is what we have to go through to be safe, then so be it. You know, I have a lot of kids who are religious on our team, and you know they spoke up, and you'd be surprised that you know it's not just their religion but their beliefs, and it was kind of a positive thing to see these young men grow up more instead of keeping their voice quiet to say, you know, I have my reasonings and this is what I believe in. And, you know, some even took the leap of faith and said, you know what, coach, if I can't play, I can't play, but I'm not going to change my decision.
Exactly.
And it's tough because, you know, as a coach, you work hard to get them to the next level. You know, you work harder than them on and off the field. You build a relationship to where, you know, that trust is there. And, you know, I'm vaccinated for my own reasons, you know, my own thing, and just to keep my little ohana safe, because we're always out and about. You know, coach knows I'm everywhere. I'm at 7-on-7. I'm on clinic.
Yes.
I'm watching kids that I used to coach play, even though my team's not playing. But at the end of the day, you know, just to see, it feels like we're being divided. It feels like the state is being divided, like hugely. And you know, I felt real bad for the players, for the different sports, but I also felt bad for the students
Yes.
because you know, I mean, I've had the fortune of being blessed to you know teach summer school, and I got to know some of these students that play band, that are musicians, that are artists, and now that you know they can't even participate in their own things, it's kind of heartbreaking too because they're the future. But you know, listening to all these coaches talk and speak on the news, it just I think the moral of everything is that you know we have to stop pointing fingers. You know, we have to stop pointing fingers, and we have to just unite as one, and do our best to stay positive as hard as it can be. Because you know, I mean, you know, at this point, there's no such thing as a rival team.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as rival coaches. There's no such thing as hate when you coach. It has to be, you know, we have to put that behind us. I agree with you. You know, there's carnivals, there's concerts. You know, I just put a tweet out there, and you know, a lot of people are you know going and bashing you know tourists coming, but you know, my tweet was just compassion. It said, look, if you're gonna be a tourist coming to Hawaii, you know, take a break, man, because right now our youth, our future lawyers and doctors, our teachers, our frontline service, you know, police, you know, nurses, they're all taking a hit right now. So if we can let our state rebuild and grow as a unit again and kind of calm the water, maybe take a chance later. But you know, at the end of the day, so I mean, I even just seen University of Hawaii has to do it.
Yes.
So you know, I mean, and it's going on everywhere. Everybody's saying, you know, especially in the mainland, because I came from the mainland, and I literally got out of there before I got to the bad part of the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I talked to all my old coaches in the mainland, and they say, you know, you guys aren't the only ones. Like, they're not putting out that kind of stuff that they should be putting out. To be fair, but we're dealing with it too, and we're doing everything we can up here. And you guys don't hear as much stuff as we do, but you know, it just comes down to following the rules. And if that's the rule, then we just got to try and guide these young men and women to make the right decision. So
I got a question for you though,
go
Coach.
ahead.
Do you think they had this plan this month, or they had this a couple months ago?
Hard to say. Hard to say. You know, that you can't really give a definite answer on that. I think that plan they had you know, it wasn't bulletproof, but it was workable. You know, I know we all complain about wearing the mask, and you know, I feel pity and bad for all these athletes. They got to wear a mask when they train, they run. But at that time, you know, it was something where it was working, and you know, at the end of the day, we just have to be prepared for it. Unfortunately, you know, we had a whole year and a half to prepare for this.
Right.
You know, and a lot of the people are, you know, some are blaming the coaches, some are blaming the ads, some are blaming the teachers, and it's like, hey, you know, the DOE is above our head, and you know, we did the best we can, and you know, you can't point the fingers again, but you know, I thought they had a, you know, a decent plan in place to where it was good to have the kids back on the field. And it was a lot of work as a coach. Trust me, we had to pod them up, and we had to get creative. And you know,
Woo.
even when it was happening, it was crazy. But you know, sometimes it's one of those things, and unfortunately, it just seems like it's trial and error at this point.
Mhm. It was challenging.
Yeah,
I won't say what we went through, but it was challenging.
I know. Even like 7-on-7, there was a point where we had to get creative. I mean, we had to travel, and we were traveling, and you know, I mean, every state's different.
Yes.
I mean, oh man, it's been a tough year, but you know, just to see what the youth in general has to go through, you know, it's crazy. I mean, if it's, you know, something where you're fully vaccinated or not, I mean, there has to be a, you know, has to be a protocol.
Yes.
I mean, there, you know, like I said, you know, I just saw this comment on the bottom. It should be a choice, and yes, of course, it should be a choice. You know, you live in America. You have the freedom of speech. You know, you're pro-choice. So you know it, and we're taking away choices from these kids. You
That-
know, and somebody made a comment, you know, yes, like earlier today about, you remember when we were in high school, we had to take the TB shot. We had to, you know, if you didn't have chicken pox, you had to take the shot. I go, yeah, you know, we had to do what we had to do to play sports,
Right.
but we didn't have social media back then.
Yeah.
It's like instead of, you know, we're putting the fear in kids, and unfortunately, like, you know, social media can be a great tool, but it also can be the demon at the end of the day, to where, you
Exactly.
know, it's been kind of weird today too, because you know, and for me, like, I always speak my opinion, and some people, you know, they unfollow me. It is what it is. But where were you guys talking when the pandemic was like the shutdown?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it was a shutdown. Like, these kids couldn't play at all. These kids couldn't even go outside. They couldn't go to the parks. You know, and then you guys are, oh, these kids shouldn't be at the parks. They should be at home. You know, there's COVID-19, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, let them play, let them get outside. It's like, hey man, like, come on. You know, I don't know what to tell people. It's just I'm not so worried about the people. I'm more worried about the kids. At the
Yes.
end of the day,
End of the day, it's all about the kids.
it's all about the kids,
And
man.
right
And
now, somebody made a decision to not be about the kids.
yeah, you know, I mean, I get it. You know, I understand they're looking out for the safety of the kids, which, you know, I can feel that wholeheartedly, that, you know, they really do care about the kids. But to me, it's, if one has to take it, then all has to take it.
Yeah.
You know, because now we're putting just our students in jeopardy.
Yeah. Because I talked to someone today. Also, he's a teacher at a school. I mean, we spend more time with the kids in a classroom close to them than we are on the football field or any sport. We can actually social distance. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So why do we have to, as athletes and coaches, get vaccinated, but you can go to school and sit next to somebody and just talk story? You know?
yeah. And you know, it's kind of weird, because a lot of teachers are like, you know, like, it feels like we get it. Education, education is knowledge is the power to all, right? But what are we doing for our students, our youth, to keep them safe? You know, I had, you know, not teachers at my school, but friends that are teachers elsewhere. They're like, man, we can't play sports, but I got 40 kids in my class.
Hmm.
You know, and
Yep.
how do I social distance 40 kids at my elementary?
Exactly.
And the crazy thing is, it's unfortunate because now our keiki can be affected.
Yes.
You know, they've gone through this whole phase of, they're young, their minds are young, they don't really know what's going on. You don't want to expose them yet. You know, why do you want to expose them to this kind of thing? Because they're still growing and they're going to be fearful of life, which they have a lot more life to live. But I had one of my young kids on icy message, Coach, do I need the vaccine? And I'm like, dude, you're 8. Like, and it's like, it's tough because you just don't know what to tell them. And like, you can't make up this sugar-coated miracle story to make them feel comfort, but you got to find a way to comfort them. And it's just one of the things like, no, man, you're good. You got your physical. You went to the doctor. Doctor said you're all right. You're good. He's like, okay, Coach, I'll see you at practice. And I'm like, all right, little man, see you at practice. But
it's that social media, you know what I mean? Them reading those kind of things got their head thinking,
it's crazy.
I'm next.
It's like, and everybody's waiting for someone to speak their voice. And I love all my kids to death if they come programs or not. There's a lot of petitions going on, but sometimes a piece of paper just won't do it. The voice, you gotta have a voice.
You're gonna have to go in front of them and speak, like you're saying, a piece of paper. Anybody can sign a petition. We don't know how far it's gonna get into the house. You know what I mean? It could just make its way to the front door and someone throws it away.
Yeah, he might just look at it and be like, okay, this is cool, and just move forward. But we had a plan. I just think everybody not everybody, but some, not all, took this for granted at times.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I did where I just show up to my practice at the park and, not at Pro City, but I just show up at the park and I don't have a mask on because I'm vaccinated, and I'm like, you know what, this and that, and then we have a lot of good friends that we're close with, who are battling this, and it's an eye opener. So in the end, I think today it just showed a double-edged sword. Which either way, somebody's gonna get hurt. And if you, like I said, if you take the vaccine, cool. If you don't take it, that's still cool. You have your own opinion, your own rights. The only thing that we could tell our kids was, just be open-minded to it. Because will it prevent COVID? No. Will it save you from it? Maybe. Will it help you if you do get it? It probably will. Because, everyone's different, and people react different to it. But I have a lot of good friends that went through COVID, and and they're healing, they're getting better, and they're the ones just saying, they're the ones that saying, hey, like, man, get the vaccine. Like my real good friend who got it, like, bro, get the vaccine. And I'm like, what? And he was all against it. He's like, dude, get it. You may be different. People may have their own opinions, but I would advise you. And it was kind of eye-opening for me, but it's just different. I'm around people all the time. I have a 10-month-old, and I just didn't want to take that risk and all of that stuff. What's up, Reed? Hey, yo, what's up, Reed?
Coach Yoshikawa.
So
yeah,
it's crazy, man. It was a whirlwind, man. There's a lot of emotions in Hawaii right now. And I just felt like, there's two choices we can do. I mean, we can all get angry at each other, point the fingers, and not keep the focus on what's the main focus is getting back to normal with our sports, with our education, with our, with our extracurricular activities, or we can come together and just keep working harder. I mean, that just keep working and be focused. Now, the only positive thing that I saw from it was it's not canceled. It's just moved, which hopefully they use the same plan they did with the spring sports. They moved it. They let these, they let softball, baseball, everybody finish playing. Or do they have less numbers on the team? Yes, but But it's something that, and this isn't for all some, and whoever's listening, if your son has dreams and goals, and you're against your son getting it, I totally understand. Like, I'm not against you for doing it, but if the colleges are doing it, be open, more minded to it.
Yes.
Because if that's going to be the case, then one of our kids just flat out said, "Coach, I want to go to college." Then I was thrown off because he came to practice and I was like, "Dude, why aren't you dressed up?" He's like, "Oh, I got my first shot, coach." And I was like, "What?" He was like, "Yeah, coach. For me personally, I want to go to college and I don't want to miss out this season. I don't want to hurt the team." But that's also the hard part because as a young athlete, I think we're gonna have to rely more on our counselors.
Oh,
Our counselors at the school. I give them credit and hands to them because this affects mental health.
the school is gonna have to, like you say, in the counseling system, even teachers, coaches. It's gonna be not only about sports. It's about, like you said, the mental part
Yeah,
of it, because this is just driving everybody crazy. You know what I mean?
yeah, and some
Even-
kids are like, "Damn, coach, if I don't get it, and if I get the virus, and you know, uh, I get the virus, and our team can't play this week, and we're in the playoffs, it's all on me." And I'm like, "Dude, it's not all on you. It's if you get it, it's unfortunate. Unfortunately, man. Like back then when we that's not a joke, but back then when they're like, oh man, the bird flu's going around. I was like, okay, then we just don't touch the birds then. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's just don't touch the birds. I don't know because we never was taught about it and we just kept playing. I mean, the old school way, when you get the flu, you still go to practice and you just long sleeve up and you just sweat it out. It's tough, man. Like, but back then, again, we didn't have social media. Again, I just think the key component is the social media.
Yeah, that's a big part in everything.
Yeah. How are you guys doing all about this situation, man? It's probably been crazy and shoot.
It's been long. It's been a
Oh,
long.
I feel you, man. I feel you. I got our kids like, Coach, can I get my cleats out of the locker room? Like, we're all gonna go work out. It's like, I just told them, look at the positives, man. Like, I got boys from all over, like, Coach, can we train? And it's like, hey, man, take a break, get your minds right, just soak this all in, worry about school. I mean, the only positive thing that we can do now is that we can focus more on the academics and get all these guys, eligible and keep their grades up high and get these seniors to graduate.
It's
It's crazy, man. I feel bad for the news reporters like Rob DeMello and all of them, man. They're getting letters and they called names. It's like, man, they're just telling the news, dude. They're doing their job. Somebody just has to speak up and say something and change the perspective of, let's turn this negative into a positive.
Yes, sir. Well,
Yeah.
Coach, I'd like to say thanks for coming on. We got some other people that want to jump on and speak.
Hey,
Good luck to you,
appreciate it, guys.
Chargers.
And
Stay
everybody
safe.
listening, man, stay positive, stay safe. Let's just be there for the kids and just keep working. That's all we can do. Just trust God and His faith, and we're gonna be a-okay.
All right,
Tempo.
Coach.
All
Go
right, my
safe.
guys. Appreciate you.
Cheers.
Yeah, yeah. That was some good info and a good perspective. A lot of people gonna connect with that, man. That's true.
Yes.
That's some crazy stuff. Even the divide that he talked about, you know what I mean? The
Transformation between
the divide in the society that this is creating is crazy. People that wear masks, don't wear masks, vaccinated, non-vaccinated, is crazy. And sometimes that kind of stuff can affect families too. That's just crazy. You know what I mean? It's nuts,
uh,
man.
yo, if I wasn't mistaken, I think one of the two teams they had COVID on. on their squad, so they had to cancel the games. But once again, thank you guys for joining. It is what it is. We're just out here speaking, talking about the OIA pushing back the start of fall sports, asking the kids to get their COVID shots before they can enter and play again. We're gonna bring on Al Maderas. I think he's a promoter. Kind of met him. He's gonna explain to you guys about himself, and then he's gonna speak a little bit, and then we'll bring on our next guest. So Al,
Aloha, guys. My name is Al Maderas. I promote MMA shows in Hawaii. I am also part of Hawaii Discount Nutrition. I supply nutrition and supplements to everybody. Basically, health is wealth. That's all I can say. You know, as a promoter for doing events, there's been some crazy times that we've been going through. We've been shut down for almost 2 years. And, I've watched how everything got shut down on that side, basically. And how everything was postponed, not only just the sports-wise, the football season was canceled in ways, but also graduations, proms, and many other things, was it was postponed, or I guess you could say canceled, right? We had a lot of drive-through graduations, that type of stuff, and for my thing is just I wish, we had more of a choice instead of just being forced, especially for the kids. I'm not too sure if I'm on this still yet or not. I can't hear anybody.
you on? We just want we're gonna fall behind so we can just see your face.
Okay, okay. So
You good?
yeah, I was hit with the news this morning. Kamehameha Schools first was the first one that I seen. It was an alert on my feed. I was getting text messages and everything. If not too much people know me, I'm a big advocate for many different things. I fought for Hawaiian rights. I was one of the few people. I'm on a Kea, Haleakala, Kalailoa. I fight for our people, for our lahui. But I was also the ones that I was standing and backing back in the blue. I'm one of the few that been through the system, and been through so many different things in life that I don't want anybody to go through it too, And I believe what's happening now is like we're pretty much being prisoners in our own home. We've been held captive by fear, and yeah, I'm a believer of God, and my decision is that, if God's decision for me to get sick and for me to not be here no more, that's his decision. But I know I'll be in a better place, right?
Yes.
I try to keep the positive mindset over everything, like I said, we've been shut down. We're about to open up pretty soon our fights, but I have to go through every single loophole you could think of. I went back and forth from our commissioners to the Department of Health, to the mayor's office, to the governor's office. And if people follow me on the promotion side, they've seen how I went every single place. And Mayor Blangiardi was the only person that it was like he came and he talked to me. He sat 6 feet, inside his office and all that, but he showed me the direction to go. Governor Egan, on the other hand, I don't know about that guy, but everybody get their things about him. I cannot say too much. I'll keep this on a PG-13 level.
Got it.
But he didn't want to talk to me, so I went to Department of Health. The person that took over for Bruce Anderson, Michelle, she knows me from the events that I do. I do the Hawaii Fitness Expo, I do the Hawaii Cannabis Expo, I do a lot of different events in Hawaii. And she's seen that everything I had, my documents of what I was going to do, from the temperature checks to the social distancing to wearing the mask, and all that, to having our fighters get tested, was the way to go. And if the CDC regulations go through Department of Health first, I believe that she would have told me about something like this, right?
Exactly.
And it's not about us, I mean? For me, it's like it's about the youth, the kids. I don't think the kids should wear masks because their lungs still has to be developed. I don't believe our kupuna should be wearing the mask. I believe everybody else should have to wear the mask for the time being until everything passes by, or we come to some kind of better vaccination, right?
Right.
I mean, this thing was forced upon us, and it was life-changing for many people. I know people who died from COVID. I know people who died from taking the COVID vaccination. So a majority of them were youth. One of my friends recently just didn't wake up out of his sleep, and he had to take it because of his job. And it's crazy that they make you pick between doing something like being a nurse for 15 plus years, and you were praised as the saviors of everybody, into giving an option is either you take it or you're fired. You know, and it goes for the coaches
Crazy.
like you guys. You know, like my brother Clinton and everybody that works a part of DUE is getting this ultimatum. It's either you do this or you can't coach or they can't play sports. You know, and as an adult, okay, if I gotta take, I can't take it because of my health issues, but if I gotta take it before my daughter does, I'll do it. If I gotta take it before my neighbor's kids or before my nieces, and I'll do it. That should be on the risk on us. We, at 38 years old, I feel like I lived enough life, but the kids are only so young. It's they still got so much to go. And it's like they're making them choose. And a lot of them are, they have faith, and they're making them choose between faith and science or whatever medical craziness that's out there. And like the brother said earlier, social media has blown many things out of proportion, right?
Exactly.
And turned people to think that it's the devil, it's bad. But it's like, if you believe in certain things and you believe in certain things, but that's your choice, right? Like if you believe in on God, that's your choice. If you don't, that's on you. But it's whatever you think. We all individuals. We should have a say, though. Especially when it comes to these type of politics. These guys are making decisions for us. We should have the say because we're the ones who vote them into office. But how come we cannot make our own mandates of what needs to be done? How come we cannot set the regulations, especially for the coaches, right? You guys know the players on a family basis, so it's not like you guys are gonna intentionally put them at risk. It's you guys care for them when the parents aren't able to care for them during that time, like the teachers, like the nurses and the doctors. It's a crazy time, and I just hope everybody comes to more aloha. Like I told my people within our Hawaiian community, we're focused so much on the Mauna at one point. We should be standing for this. We had a Kukahi march that was 20,000 plus people walking from Ala Moana through Waikiki to Kapiolani. We need 20,000 people to be at these schools, to be at the state capitol, to be voicing how we concern.
Yes.
Because if you don't feel that certain way, this is what social media is for, But you also can do justice by being at the schools, talking to the superintendents. I get my personal opinions of what's going on. Like if you've never seen that, Biden's wife was at Waipahu High School, and not too much people know that the person at Waipahu High School, he's like the head of the sports, I guess, Department of Education, right?
Yes.
And from what I found out today, there was a meeting, and everybody was unaware of what he was going to say, and then boom, he came out with this, and everybody was like, "Holy,
Yes."
holy. Like it just catches people off guard because there's no way he just came out of the blue like that.
That's what I'm saying.
This thing was planned. I think it was, it's kind of like, murder, premeditated type of thing. I'm not putting in that same category in ways, but it's like, so we got to do this or not. But our kids been practicing. They've been working hard. They've been getting healthy. When the thing got shut down, a lot of people's careers in life stopped. Not only just for adults, but I'm talking about athletes. They weren't able to get into the college that they wanted to because they didn't acquire any of that stats. A lot of our athletes get into high colleges because of the sports and the extracurricular activities. It's not only because of the education. It's because they're great at sports and they're able to get into these big colleges to get better education, and it stopped everybody from doing that. It's unfortunate for the youth. The kids, what we do now is what's going to happen for our future generations, right? That's my belief. Whatever we set in stone now is what they're going to have to follow. So why are we forcing them to do this? Why can't they? Hey, the adults, I can see the adults, the coaches, the teachers in certain ways, but it should all be a choice, right? But I can see if you do it that direction. The kids are still kids. Activities like sports is getting healthy,
Yes.
and that's what I promote. I promote health in ways, like I do MMA fights to get the guys off of their streets fighting, to get them not fighting at home with their families, not fighting in the, in school, like the youth, and give them an outlet where they can express that anger, express that emotion, that just like football, you know what I mean? Like how, Larry Price said, "Katouche," that was his thing. You just like, line up and just hit somebody sometimes,
Yes,
and
sir.
and that's what we give them, you know, like as coaches, as promoters, as you know, like man, whatever it may be, we give them that outlet. You know, like I like to surf, you know, I like to play music, I like to do different things because that's my outlet of venting. You know, it's our way to release all that stress that's built up within the home. You know, like me and my wife fight, I come up with great songs about her, you know, but I can't play them for her. You know, it's just that's how we vent. You know, and taking away athletics is one thing we should never ever do. We should be promoting more. I believe PE should be done 2 times in the day for certain people, you know, in schools. I believe, you know, they should educate people more on health studies instead of talking about old history, because we're making history right now.
Yes.
You know, we're proving that we're just following the same guidelines of the past. What happened right now happened many years ago with the Spanish flu, and there was a separation of people. It was the people who wore the mask and the people who didn't wear the mask, right? There's the people who got vaccine and who didn't. So it's like that's all they're doing. You see all that race stuff, the black versus white, Hawaiians versus Haoles, all this kind of stuff happening. This is going to be the same thing over and over again because we're not always going to agree. We're not going to see eye to eye, you know.
Yes,
but
sir.
they're making it like it's a bad thing not to disagree with it. You know, it's like it's our body first and foremost. Our body is a temple. We're going to take care of it as much as we can in our ways. You know, some people don't take care of it as good. Some people do better. But it's like, you know, sports is one way for us to do it. You know what I mean? And it's a way for these kids to get better and to get healthier. You know, because in the long run, like if they just stick to their phones, because this generation now is like this, TikTok, social media, online. You know what I mean? They're doing all kind of stuff, but they're not out there. You know what I mean? What you guys do, bringing guys into the field, is great. You know, it builds up that lung, your blood flow, your heart. You know what I mean? Like our body is run like a car. You know what I mean? The water you intake is like the oil, it's the fluid, and also the knowledge that you get too, right? So it's like we gotta stop forcing that fear. You know, like the media is our biggest problem, I believe. Not only just social media, but everything you see on the news is nothing but negative. You see the fires, you see the bombing, you see the war, you see the hate, you see the crime. You know, I like to start my own news station. If I ever make millions, it's gonna be called The Good News. You know what I mean? And nothing but the good news. Like on this day, hey, this sister gave birth. Congratulations. You know what I mean? Brother, you got married. Congratulations. You know, you've been with your wife 15 years. What a victory. You know, it's like, it's stuff like that. We got to promote better things. And especially in Hawaii, we're the ambassadors of Aloha. We built this. We spread it around the world. You know, we spread it within our music, within our leo. Like it comes off that way. You know, we throw the shaka to everybody. Nobody does this in the mainland. They don't throw shaka when you're just passing by, you know, like when you switching over, but they don't even throw their blinkers on. You know what I mean? Like it's I know everybody's stressed. I'm stressed too. That's why I'm putting together like rallies to you know, let our people voice their opinions. You know, maybe other insight from people is great. We need that. You know, like us three right now, we can all have differences, but I'm sure there's one common ground we come together, especially this conversation, and that's the youth and the kids.
The youth, exactly.
You know, and it's like, hey, it shouldn't be forced upon the kids. If they're gonna do it, they're gonna do it. Hey, that means you're gonna have to switch up the offensive defense. You know what I mean? One side gonna be vaccinated, one side not gonna be vaccinated, I guess. You know, but it's like, why we get these kind of choices? Why we cannot promote health? You know, I just ordered $100,000 worth of certificates that I'm gonna give away to all the youth. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give away $10 to every single kid so they can get healthy, can get vitamins, they can get proteins, they can get, you know, BC aminos, so we can start contributing to the better wellness of our people. You know, as a Hawaiian, we fight diabetes as one of the biggest things, heart disease. I don't like to see this next era of youth do the same thing. Me, I'm 38 years old. I get stage 2 kidney failure, stage 2 liver disease. I get type 2 diabetes, stage 3 hypertension. I get on hernia, 32 centimeters. I get underlying ulcers, you know? But you know what I get? I get aloha and a heart for everybody. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna make sure I spread that before I spread any type of hate. You know, we can perpetuate the hate, or we can dissipate and we can be pono and spread aloha, and let these kids know, like, I know it's something crazy, and we're gonna try our best to not make it happen that way. But if it does, it has to come down to that. We here for you guys. You know what I mean? We're gonna help you guys in ways. You know what I mean? And that's all we can do. You know, that's all we can do as the older generation. You know, it's just we gotta be there for one another. all you see on social media now is like, oh, F the vaccine guys, F the guys doing this, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, bruh, people took it because they wanted to protect their ohana. They wanted to protect themselves. They seen the things on the news and they struck fear in them, you know. I'm one of them. I was like, bro, like, this is nuts. I was the first one in my neighborhood, mask up. I turned on sirens and they did the lockdown, like was the purge music, blasting my sounds, telling everybody, lockdown. You know, like, and look, it took me time, like, bro, like, is this serious? You know what I mean? Then people started passing away on me. And I was like, you know, a lot of people had underlying health issues, you know? And that's me. Like, I cannot take the vaccination because I heard get high fevers and stuff like that. You know, I already get high blood pressure.
Right.
So that's going to change the whole thing. And of course, it's going to probably give me cardiac arrest. You know what I mean? I'm not a doctor, but I just, there's still fear in me, you know? But I believe in God. So I know that whatever happens, I'm going to be okay. My next life going to be better than this life. You know what I mean? I hope I left a better impression on this earth. So when I leave, we can keep on pushing that, you know, we can keep on progressing, you know. Aloha is everything, guys, you know. And for everybody out there, like, grasp that, spread that, live that, you know. Don't just throw the shaka and say it all the time in your text messages or in your posts. You know, be really about it, you know. Like, we get enough hate, we get enough beefs in this world, you know what I mean? If you guys like fight, I get contracts, you guys can hop in my cage, you know. I know you're planning the music industry that do this kind of stuff, so I like doing like a music MMA fight, you know, like, you know Kaipo Kapua like fight everybody, so he's gonna be on this one.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, I thank you guys for this kind of stuff, for facilitating the conversation. This is what needs to be done. You know, I mean, I would love to see this every single day, and other people coming on. You know, we can have one pastor come on, and then we can have one doctor come on. And then, you know, instead of having a debate, we can just relate.
Yes.
You know, we can. There's always some common ground, bro. You know what I mean? Look at us, we're all wearing black shirts. That's some common ground. But two brothers get beard. I no more beard. I pot Chinese. I cannot grow properly. You know, that's how it is. You know,
yeah, wear black because make you look skinny.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? I just hide in the shadows. You know, but like I said, everybody can relate into some ways. You know, like. You know, I believe love is the most powerfulest thing, you know, and everybody get on heart, and your heart is pumping because of love. You know, it's just, we got to spread that more. I know we can. We just got to educate people too on what's right and wrong. You know, that interim superintendent, whatever he was, about the envelope taker, I don't know. I get my own personal feelings about
Somebody
this.
gave him something.
Yeah, because all of a sudden she came down Biden. She went to only Waipahu High School. She never go to any other school. And then boom, 1 week later, this guy comes out with this kind of stuff. So check his account like Governor Iges. You know what I mean? You gotta see where the funds is allocated, man. You know, because teachers deserve to get paid more. Doctors and nurses deserve to get paid more, because they're parents to the kids as well. You know what I mean? They're taking care of our people. They're taking care of us. You know, I had good teachers, I had bad teachers, you know, but the good teachers, you always gonna remember, you know, that's the guys that, you know, like you guys, you know what I mean? You guys like help people, you know, and that's what it's about, you know what I mean? Together we can. Me by myself, I cannot. So you turn that M upside down, it's a W. It's we over me all day.
Yes.
There's a bigger principle to what all these people are talking about. You know, everybody's whole me. It's how I feel. But what about how we feel? You know what I mean? We sit at one table, like it's like, you know, on family dinner or family party, you know what I mean? Always gonna have problems. But then you guys gonna sit at the table again one day, right? You know, like we all family in Hawaii, regardless. I mean, we can go through genealogy and you're in connection somehow, bro. You know what I mean? It's just simple as that, bro. I know you from somewhere. You got an old picture with your family. That's the guy with the bucket hat. I remember my uncle. You know, that's how it is. You know, it's we gotta be better, bro. And you know what I'm fighting for is not for myself. It's not for the generations before. It's for our future generations. It's to ensure that they have a better life than us. You know, I was 14 years in one system. I don't like them go through that. If I can help one person not go through this revolving door of a justice system and ever be inside one prison, then I believe I did my job. You know what I mean? Just one person.
Were you with Clinton Burns?
Before he went in. Nah, yeah. I mean, Clinton too. You see, I'm proud of him. Speaking on him, he went 9 years away, And look where he's at now. He's helping with the youth. He played music with you guys. You know what I mean? Bro, that brother is a custodian for the Department of Education, bro. I was mind blown. Hey, I don't care if you're cleaning toilets, but that brother, hey, that's cleaning your life, bro, from what it was, you know? And I tell you this, though, he wasn't guilty. He just got blamed for one crime. I'll let you guys know this.
Yeah.
I was the person that did bad crimes back then. Brother was just there, like, as on lookout, because he looked crazy without teeth. You know how Clinton looked, so. he would smile like, "Oh my God, bro! Don't send that guy on me."
Uncle Bernie.
You know, until he's singing it. Oh, bro, you keep singing good.
Once again, everybody, this Al, promoter of Destiny MMA. If you have any questions, go ahead and put in the comments. He'll be on for a little while more.
Yeah, any questions? I like to know what you guys feeling. You know what I mean? I know people like they get all kind of different things in their head of what they believe. You know, I cannot for myself. I cannot believe in the vaccination yet. You know, my mom, she moved to Texas, and she told me she wouldn't come back to Hawaii until I got vaccinated. I told her, "Oh, Texas is gonna be wild, and you're gonna love Texas." And you know, I mean, that's my mom, and she knows where I stand. I don't know. I believe getting healthier about us. You know what I mean? I was recently 311 pounds 7 months ago. I'm 250 pounds. You know what I mean? But it took basically my health, issues and depleting for me to actually focus on that, and I don't like these kids have to go through that at like 12, 13, 14, you know what I mean? Any age like that. I believe them being involved in athletics keeps them away from it. You know what I mean? Like your blood is pumping, your heart is going. They're still progressing. Like I said, they shouldn't have to wear the mask. Their lungs are still being developed. Your brain is, you know what I mean? Everything functions like a car. You cover the carburetor, you pull out the battery plug, the thing will run properly. You know?
I'm about to tell you something mind-blowing. Right? Even though before this season was about to go on, the talks was still that the kids would have to use a mask under their helmet.
That's crazy.
How was that one?
So I started working on it, at the park, around the park. I see plenty of people running with the mask. I was like, bro, that's crazy. That's not even an elevation mask. That's just like one cloth. You know what I mean? It's like somebody coming through. It's like, bro, how does that benefit you inside? You know what I mean? It pretty much inhibits you from breathing properly. You know? And my friend was in a nursery, and she had to tell me offline about it. This is when COVID first hit, that the mask was bringing people into the hospitals. They were getting breathing complications because they wear the mask so much that they had to be put on oxygen machines. And once they're put on oxygen machines, the power of the machines is so strong that their lungs would give out. You know what I mean? It would just be too powerful. And she couldn't say nothing because they signed a non-disclosure agreement. Not too much people know about this. That a lot of people in the medical field, they sign a non-disclosure agreement. So it's like a hush-hush thing, And these guys, they gotta work. You know what I mean? They gotta do their job. Even if they feel like it's wrong, you know what I mean? Like they still gotta go there every day. And it's because of their passion. Like my passion for the sport, for the people, is the same thing your passion for the youth, you know what I mean? For you guys and what you guys do. It's like bro, that's our job. Even if I didn't get paid for it, I would still do it. You know what I mean? Because that's my belief that we gotta do this for them, like if we don't teach them right now, they're gonna learn wrong in the future. Now is the time, like striking fear in them, bro. Like it's just sad. 2 of my nieces' graduations canceled completely. You know what I mean? Completely. My third niece now, it's like my cousin's like, bro, like I'm not gonna let her go through this too. It's like you can do things differently though. I'm not gonna say the thing is bad. The drive to graduation was the best to me. Certain people you don't like see too long, like me, but nobody likes see me at their family party. I voila out too much, you know what I mean? Fucking, oh, bro, don't give him the mic. So I'm just fly by. We'll see you guys bye. So it's cool. You know what I mean? It makes it quick and simple. You don't have to put out the big money to do on graduation. That money can go to your kids to actually go to college or whatever their dreams and aspirations is, right? So you take each, you take the good with the bad, and once you figure out the good in the bad, then you're not gonna know. There's not gonna have no bad. You know what I mean? There's no bad. You always gotta take out the better. Take out the better. There's always one small piece, you know what I mean? Like, except for Governor Egan, I can't really say he's anything good about that guy. I don't know.
I
mean, he's He got a good last name for like my boy Dan Ige that fights UFC, so he got a good last name. You know, it's almost close like Shige's, the food place, so we good. But yeah, I mean, this right here is the biggest thing that we can do. We can talk about it because we're gonna have people like me that's gonna be in a different aspect. They're gonna be angry, and bro, we gotta let people vent. You know what I mean? Because they've been quarantined in their own selves. You know what I mean? Like for so long that they get a different perception because this thing is hitting the kids now. You know, first it was our elders. They was the first ones that had to go through it first. You know what I mean? They was the ones that was only able to get the vaccination. There was a certain age level below that. You know, then it came to now it's like the youth. You know, then they're talking about like, you know, I don't care what's going on in New York City, California, all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? We shouldn't even have to pay attention to that. I seen something about New York City that they're trying to knock on people's doors and all this stuff. Come on now, you really think HPD don't come knock on our doors? But they barely even serve warrants for guys. You know?
True.
It's like my neighbor should have been in prison 10 years ago. You know, like I don't know what he's doing. He's probably paying him with the envelope too, the same thing that the superintendent got, you know. But you know, just all I can say is, but everybody's got to spread more aloha during this time because we need it more than ever. You know, don't be yelling at people that don't decide to wear the mask. Don't be yelling at people that don't decide to do the vax. You know what I mean? Just accept people for what they are. We all individuals. We all the same. We breathe the same air. We bleed the same way. You know what I mean? We come from the soil. We're gonna end up back in the soil, right? So, just live life. You know what I mean? And by whatever means that you think, you know. And if you think it's protecting yourself, take them. If you don't think it's protecting yourself, you think protecting yourself without it, then don't. You know, like each one teach one. You learn by each other, and we get our own decisions, right? We make our own choices. You know.
Once again, Al, thank you so much for joining.
Mahalo, guys. You know, I appreciate you guys.
Any last words before we head
shout
off?
out to the Dog Pound Band. I heard these guys play music in Kapahulu sometimes at this little food truck area. So all you guys watching, go check them out. They might do this live over there. You know what I mean? Like,
it's gonna be possible now since football is kind of
you know what I mean. See, that's
some free time now.
Perfect. That's perfect. Football season got kind of put down. But then, hey, now the music can come up. Maybe the kids can start doing stuff like this. You know what I mean? One person get on guitar, one person get on bass, another person get on drums, start practicing something else. You know, like
this is what we're doing right here. We actually want to do it to school with kids. Podcast is, you know,
this is what needs to be done.
Yes.
You know, something that's out of what the regular schools teach them. You know what I mean? Teach them a way of life. You know what I mean? That's what we got to be done. Teach them how to invest into cryptocurrency, stocks, instead of working hard and busting all the time. But hey, if these guys in the mainland making that kind of money, how come we cannot? You know what I mean? I'm trying to tell people about that too. But financial sovereignty is our key to freedom. You know? Mm-hmm. And I tell my Hawaiian community that because everybody, I like the land that DHHL get. You know, if we was to put $10 each, $120 per person a month, at 37,000 people on a waiting list, we get $4.4 million. That's one step to buying our land back. You know what I mean? So take that aspect into everything, right? We're going to do what we can. You know what I mean? We're going to do what we can in life. And as people as you guys that educate and help them and coach them and mentor, that's one of the best things ever. You know what I mean? And I appreciate what you guys doing. And with the music too, bro. Hey, the Wells Ohana, your dad was the bomb, bro.
Hey,
bro,
thank
you guys,
you.
bro, what you guys did for my brother Gary Lau's funeral, I would never forget, bro. You know what I mean? You know, and I wanna send a prayer to my brother from one of the biggest Bulldogs I know, brother Matt Faga. I heard he's going through some stuff right now too. I'm from Waianae, but you know, I used to cruise Palolo with everybody. I had a little bit red on me, so I was okay. You know? But hey, much love and aloha, guys. Spock you guys later.
Thank you. We're gonna hook up, bro.
Guaranteed, bro. Yeah, I MC you guys gig for free.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. Hello.
Yeah, my friend.
Yes. Once again, everybody, that was Al Medeiros, Destiny MMA promoter. Also, you know, you heard his story about he backs the Blue, the Hawaiians, anybody. Add him up, you know. You want to talk? Hey, he got the knowledge. The knowledge was there. Learned a lot.
Yeah.
Once again, thank you guys for joining in. You want to join in and speak a little bit, or want to just post something on a comment? We can share it. I'm just talking about what happened today. MPO moonshine. Come on, man. Pretty soon though. Well, my thoughts about today is the kids.
Man,
The
that's
kids are
crazy, but
gonna
hey, he's right, man. Hey, spread aloha. Number one.
what's number two?
Number two is take care of yourself, bro. That's difficult. That's hard. You know what I mean?
Let the kids play. Hey,
Let the
like
kids play.
the good thing, like Coach Sampson said earlier, it's only postponed. It's not canceled. It's we still have some kind of hope. But
Yes.
the crazy part about it is just making these kids get vaccinated just to play.
Hmm.
You know,
You're right. Because
It's-
like we said, with the school returning and how much students can be in class and how long they're gonna be spending in class with each other.
yes.
You know what I mean? For sports and especially football, that's an outdoor sport. So if anything, they spend like 15 minutes with each other in the locker room getting ready, and then they out. But then if they follow the social distancing and all of that, they should be fine. It's
Uh,
just crazy, man.
we're told today, right? Even if you don't get vaccinated, right, you still be allowed to play, but you have to get COVID tested twice a week. The school not gonna pay
It's
for that.
ridiculous. Yeah.
So now the money got to come out your parents' pocket. Yeah. If my son was in high school, I said, so you getting my son's vaccinated, but if he wasn't, he probably won't play because I'm not gonna pay what is it, $100 something a test. I mean, it's like why? If that's the case, we could
Telling
have
you.
played this week then. Why are you gonna
Yeah.
push it one whole month
When
when
it,
we could have started this week? I
right.
mean, we could have all got tested today that's not vaccinated and played on Saturday, but you want to tell us, wait, we'll get vaccinated. And then if I'm positive, right, and you're positive, but we all got vaccinated past the 24th, we're going to cancel the game or can we still play? Because the main reason was to get vaccinated. I mean, so this plan they put forward is, I mean, they probably thought it through, but not all the way.
Even the plan, like you said, was his plan prior. If it wasn't, they should have. You know what I mean? But at the same line, like Coach Yo should always tell us, transparency. You know what I mean? If you have a plan for when this kind of stuff happens, just say that if certain things go certain ways, this is what we plan to do. You make them known beforehand. But to drop the ball like that on everybody, yeah, that's no way. It's going.
Yeah, because my thought process when we first heard about it yesterday was that
Mm-hmm.
we were going to be able to play right up to the 24th, give everybody a shot to get their stuff. And then if you're not after that, then you would have to sit or do the testing. But then today came, it's
Mm-hmm.
like, boom, no practice,
Yeah.
no nothing. It's done. Wait till the 24th. And then we start on the 24th, or you get vaccinated, you got to wait 14 days. And that's in the middle of October. Then you got to give us another month or 3 weeks to get ready again because you cannot sit for a month and a half and think you're going to go and play on Friday night. Then that goes into November. And then now November goes all the way into January. And then you're going to tell us there might not be an OA championship, a state championship. What are we playing for? Yeah, I know you want to play, but everybody wants that ultimate, that goal. Right? Just get that trophy. I just, I just really think, honestly, like my thought. I mean, I hope none of my kids is watching is that the season is done. You know what I mean? Because there's no way we can play through January and February. You still got baseball, you got basketball. Can't push that all back because guess what? Then you got boys volleyball. Then you got this. You got track and field. You got baseball. It's for the varsity. It's like proactive.
And that's what it is. You know what I mean, my friend? That's why I mean, you can say it's not forced, you know what I mean? Because you still have a choice. But then the difficulty in which you know what I mean, they put it out there, like you're gonna have to go through so many things if you're not vaccinated in order to do normal stuff that the vaccinated people are doing. That is why everybody felt they're forced, you know what I mean? Even for me and you, when it came down to the wire, we made decisions solely based on that. It's gonna get difficult for us to do stuff in the future, you know what I mean? We already saw that coming. And that's why we made the decision. When traveling, when sports open up, we knew this stuff was gonna come. We talked about this already, right? And
Oh,
that was the reasons for doing it. It wasn't about like, oh, is it safe? the vaccine or whatever, we knew that eventually it was going to be put on us to where that we're doing right now, like work. You know what I mean? And coaching now, even traveling. It's crazy, man. But
Like Sion is right. Parents. I heard a couple parents today saying that that they're thinking about moving their kids already, and that's sad that you got to do that just for your kids to play sports.
mm-hmm.
I mean, you should be able to stay home, play in front of your family, play in front of your friends, play for the school that you want to play for. Like Coach John saying, club football. You know, like my thing, it's gonna sound a little greedy, but if the high school kids can't play, then why are they gonna allow the youth to play? I know they can't get vaccinated, but that still makes no sense to me. You can go play at the park, but you can't go play at a high school.
Thinking Dante. So my two sons they live in Vegas, but since they've been there last year, the full year has been on distance learning. They're already starting off with distance learning again because their numbers are rising too.
Right.
But they just got one mandate for masks, and then they're probably going to shut down again. So you know what I mean? It's like it's just difficult. Like when you make your decisions, it's going to be hard, and that's why I feel like everybody feel like it's forced on us because without being vaccinated, and a lot of stuff you're gonna have to do crazy things just to do the normal stuff everybody else is doing, and it's not even normal. You know what I mean? It should be everybody's choice, and everybody should be living normally, whether you want a vaccine or not. Everybody should be on a same thing to it. Like even at the airport, if you're vaccinated, there's a fast line to pass the screening process. You know what I mean? So I can understand why everybody feel like it's forced because technically it is. You know what I mean? Like you should be able to make your own choice and still do the same process everybody does. You know what I mean?
It's like we're gonna have to move on. It's the new flu.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
everybody, and that's how
numbers is low now. We're good to go. It's gonna pick up again, and it's gonna go back down. It's gonna pick up again.
Yeah. And I feel at this point, when it goes back up, they're not gonna care, bro.
Yeah.
Because already the numbers are rising, but yet we're returning to school like full blown with only 3 feet social distance and wear face masks, and then like hopefully kids wash their hands and sanitize and stuff like that. But other than that, that's just crazy. It's rising again, and when it did rise and we shut down, we had better procedures. Now that they're coming back, there's no procedures even with the rise. That's crazy.
Exactly. It's like, just go ahead.
Yeah, just go ahead.
Today, I bet you at PCC or one of my coaches, he dances at a show. Guaranteed the show is loaded, but we cannot still have football. We cannot still have volleyball. We cannot have baseball. But you can go and watch people dance hula, dance fire knife, sitting next to somebody that's probably shoulder to shoulder to you. But it's all about the money.
Yep. And bringing in, when you bring that point, it's like here in Hawaii, the locals, we've done everything we're supposed to do to get us back to where we're supposed to be. They asked us to do all kinds of stuff. We did that. And then they make decisions that ruin it for us, but we don't want to take the hit as local people because you got to remember when COVID started, it was blowing up at different places, not here. But then we allowed tourists to come in and all that kind of stuff. Then we eventually had it here. Instead of shutting it down at that point, we got to a point to where it was uncontrollable. And then they asked for all those things for us to do. Everybody complied. We stayed home. We social distanced. We wore masks. You know what I mean? We didn't have parties. We canceled graduations, all that kind of stuff. And then we got to a good place. Once we got to a good place, guess what they did? They allowed tourists to come back. And now we're at the same point again. So us as locals, we're really getting the shitty end of the stick, you know?
It's just, it's that guy that sits at the top. You know what I mean? He's just one clown.
Oh, you know those guys, we know.
Shut down. Yeah.
When it comes to making decisions, like even the testing, if they do test them, the state can eat that, you know that. Because if they don't force them on the kid, they're not going to put the money on them. But they can use the federal, federal gave us money to help with COVID and stuff like that. They can use that kind of money. And if they don't have the money to do that, they're just going to pass them on into taxes. That's how they're going to pay for them. So everybody's going to end up paying for that. But in the end, it just feels like a process to get everybody vaccinated.
Yeah.
Because we had...
Right.
No. We had all the policies and procedures put into place, like you said, before this moment came, and everything was going fine. If you look at all the COVID cases that happened in the teams, it wasn't necessarily because of what the school was doing or how they were practicing and stuff like that. It's just a situation outside that somebody tested positive for COVID, and it's just a safety precaution to shut the team down, make sure everybody's good. But it
You
wasn't
know,
because of football, you know what I mean, that people passed COVID.
it's like, like Frank, my brother-in-law saying, you have to work this weekend. There's 3,000 people over at the show. No mask, skanking, jamming, laughing. But once again, sports out the door. They need somebody like my head coach at Radford at the top. He make decisions, and he gonna make the right decisions for the kids. I mean, that's how we roll at Radford.
Yeah. And those kinds of stuff, like we said, it does come down to money too. It all comes down to money. Feed our economy, right? But that's our fault and our state's fault for pouring Hawaii into tourism. We put all our eggs in one basket on tourism, and this is what happened. At this point, they should be open up and looking into other things that they can invest in and develop with Hawaii. That we don't have to rely on tourism. It's crazy, bro. Local businesses.
It's just,
Right? Because at one point, when they shut everything down, the only place I think was open was like Costco, Sam's Club, and Walmart. Yeah, that's crazy. But then you could have like if you wanted to, you could have got those things from the smaller stores within your community, even local businesses.
like Darren's saying, it does suck because you could cough, sneeze, runny nose, COVID, or go get COVID tested. But some people wake up just
Right?
naturally they have freaking runny nose for the first
That's
2 or 3
crazy,
hours.
right? Because you
You know,
walk into an establishment and you got a cough. Yeah, you don't like cough because people gonna look at you weird. I've been in situations like that. You walk in and like, oh shit, I just gotta sneeze. Don't hold it because people gonna look at you weird. You know what I mean?
Yoshi's right. Everything's a symptom nowadays. It's crazy because
Everything.
honestly, even us, like one of the football boys, coach, I feel sick. Hey, go home. I mean, you
Even
cannot
for
spread.
school.
Even though it's
Even
like
for schools.
I just have a little cough. Go home. I don't want to practice. No, just go home.
Shit. Can they use that at work? Can we use that at work too? If I cough at
Nobody
work,
even
I can go home.
nobody even says bless you anymore when you sneeze.
No.
It's
Ugh.
oh hell no.
Ugh. Yeah, that's crazy. But like we say, it is what it is.
That's what it is. Some people wake up with hard-ons, no-ons.
But
Wake up.
but I was right. If you're gonna make a difference, it's gonna take everybody. You know what I mean? Not just individually. Whether you're a vaccinated person or a non-vaccinated, a mask wearer, or like wear a mask, we got to come together and find a common ground. Like I said, this
One
is
is
splitting up society, and it's like it's kind of ridiculous. I understand the severity of the situation, but it's kind of ridiculous that we're separating the society based on that kind of crazy.
right, look at this. What Al just said. Money is a big issue because Pfizer made $13.3 billion in the first quarter and it continued to rise. Yes, guess who's behind the Pfizer and that has shares? Fauci and Biden. And
Gotta
probably
be,
Biden's mom, Biden's auntie, Biden's grandma.
gotta be. Remember, we talked about this too, right? It was like when they was in the bill, when they was talking about vaccines and stuff like that, we were saying we gotta find out what company or what company is gonna be the one to develop and then push them out and sell them because we gotta invest. You know what I mean? That would have been the time to invest. 'Cause
That is true. Just stop testing.
that's it,
I mean, you get them, they're going to send you home. So just stay home.
right?
If you really feel sick, just go to the hospital. If they keep you in, they keep you. But a lot of people just going to test just to test. Like,
Yeah,
come
but at
on.
the same time, like it's so crazy because even me, like on days when I wake up like feeling kind of tired and stuff like that, with a slight headache on cough, I think to myself, "Oh my god, I got COVID." You know what I mean? It's like it's a scary thing, but it's like Maybe it's just because you drank a little bit too much the night before.
You know, when we found out about this, my head coach said, "Oh man, I think I got COVID." I was like, "Oh, COVID." They making his brain go crazy. Now we gotta ask for freedom.
Even the
That's
testing is
crazy.
crazy. I don't know who's develop manufacturing the test because they're making money too.
The flu just disappeared. It did. Anybody got the flu this year, or they just got COVID?
Isn't the flu just? I mean, isn't it COVID? That's crazy too. You know what I mean? I want to see the numbers on the flu. 'Cause I saw
Hmm. No,
an
it just
article on
flew
the
away.
I saw an article on the testing on how they test and how they did them. They changed the testing like 3 or 4 times because the test couldn't decipher between COVID and the flu at first. And then like there's other different strains of COVID that it will test positive for, but it's not necessarily COVID-19. So you got all of those things, but at the same time, we're all taking tests. We're all coming out whatever positive or negative, but somebody's making money off that too, and it's not properly working.
Nope.
And like you said, I mean, for us to, if you have a cough and they send you home and they tell you need to go test it before you come back, that's crazy, though. You cannot do that, bro. Like
I wish.
see that? I gotta go test now.
Yeah, you get COVID, bro. Get off the show. You can give it to
Like,
everybody
literally,
else
like
watching.
you could literally be drinking your water and the water go down a wrong pipe and you get like a shitty cough for like the next 2 hours. And somebody gonna think you got COVID.
I did the same thing. When I was at the barbershop cutting my hair, I took cough, but I was like,
Don't
I was
do
like,
it, huh?
because hey, Al said, I wish they did the same thing for the HIV/AIDS was the issue. Then why not wouldn't be the way it is with all the skeezers? Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Break the ankle, COVID. Once again, thank you guys for joining. If you on and you want to say something, go ahead. Once again, shout out to all the coaches out there. Thank you for doing what you guys did. Season ain't over. We gotta grow. We gotta move forward. Oh no, here's this guy. Oh my gosh, 76 Molokai. Gambo, naughty. But once again, yeah, please be safe out there. Mask up. We don't have effort, but yeah, mask up. Just we rebels.
Do
Or
what you
did you
gotta
die?
do. Yeah. And then for those of you that aren't vaccinated and don't want to get vaccinated, there's ways of taking care of yourself during COVID. Even if you end up testing positive for COVID, there's vitamins and stuff you can take. I got that information from my niece. She told me how to do all of that. But yeah,
Yes. There's other ways.
there's other
It's-
ways.
Oh my gosh. I
I
always
know.
cough
Sorry,
the line
Shayla,
is
we
long.
still gotta do them. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do the spicy gummy bear.
Yes, sir.
I'll give you yours tomorrow, Dubs,
What? No.
and we can go live.
Oh man. If you're on, let us know if you're not shaved, why you didn't get COVID if you're not why you didn't get COVID if you're not vaccinated. I know I never get COVID because you wasn't by people. Can you just put on your mask?
Can be for any reason. Some people are like, oh, they're gonna, they have a chip in it, and you can get tracked. I mean, shit, track me because I tell you right now, you can find out that I lead a really boring life. I don't have enough money to spend. Like do some crazy stuff. So really boring life, and I always
Watch
clear my
baby.
browser history. So.
I never
Orange
get
Master.
vaccinated. Siona, if you don't mind sharing with us why you did it. If not, it's all good. Once again, I got vaccinated. It was a last minute decision. Actually, my wife went, my mom went, my son went. my friend went, and I was like, against this, you know what I mean? But once again, I just did it because I knew I was gonna go back to school with all these kids coming in. I was gonna coach, and now look, I needed to coach. So I'm glad I did it then, and I don't have to do it now.
Everybody, my man.
You guys got the camera too close. You guys gotta Yee. ram down.
Just crazy, you know.
I mean,
Like
I honestly
it,
think I had it back in like November, December, but I never went to the doctor because I was like, I'm just sick.
so I had a conversation because remember I told you I had my meeting with my practicum supervisor today.
Uh huh.
So even he said that he never like I guess he said he might have. This is the first time he tested for a COVID test. They found the strain within his blood, but he's never been sick or whatever. So you could see it's asymptomatic, but like you said, right? I mean, you got sick at one point. At that point, you didn't know what that was because COVID was just kicking up, you know.
Right.
But you could have. Even for me, I could have had him already. We all could have had him already, just not knowing.
Stone's right. A lot of people could have had it, not even know about it.
Not even know.
But it's just crazy how it came to today that we have to get vaccinated to play a sport. It's like, why are you gonna do that? You should get vaccinated to drive a car then, or the whole school should get vaccinated. Why just the athletes? I mean, why just the
I mean,
athletes? If you go to school, get vaccinated then.
like at this point, like we said, it shouldn't be put on people like that. And it is social media and media that's emphasizing not being vaccinated and vaccinated and putting that split in the society. But it shouldn't be like that.
Hey,
Your
Al,
choice. If you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. You know.
you find anybody, let the high schools know because they're looking for some. Because I got some players that I know for damn sure that they're not going to take this vaccine. And I know their parents ain't got that money to test twice a week for 10 weeks. So it's like, so my question was, and I talked to a few other coaches, is if I play for Kamiki, right? Kamiki teams fold because, sorry, Kamiki, you guys gonna say I hating like always, but it's okay. If their team folds, right? Can I go play for Kalani but still attend Kamiki, or I'm going to have to transfer all the way out or enroll at Kalani and play football for them or play any sport? So what does it come down to? You know what I mean? Now you got to choose between staying at the school you want to be with or go play football for Kalani. Then what you going to transfer back to Kamiki?
Right. Because I mean, even if you just allow a kid to stay at the school they're at for practice and play for another team, you know they're gonna have to jump through hoops in order to do that, bro. Because now it's like cross contamination, right? It's like sending one kid from one school to another school. Not gonna make sense. You probably have to test every day. That's crazy.
Hey, Darren, you're right because I'm just on call in the past 4 days. I got to go and work tomorrow.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, how was the swap meet this morning?
Yeah. Actually, it was shitty because as soon as I started to eat my food, we got the text message saying, football is postponed.
I know.
All these hours
That's
of film we just don't watch this past weekend. The game plan we had, we was ready, and then
Hey, it's good because like I said, at least they didn't cancel it, and at the same time, I'm pretty sure a lot of teams could use some work right now, you know.
oh,
But in the way for players, like I understand what you mean. The
but
testing and gotta be vaccinated. That's the
but
stupid part.
don't go and postpone the season after you give the kids a little taste of a scrimmage, two scrimmages. Then you go halfway through a week, and then all of a sudden, oh, you know what? I don't want you guys to play. Go get vaccinated.
And that's why I think they had that plan. I think they
But then,
wanted to get a taste of how it's gonna be and see how COVID
oh,
develop if it does. But at the same time, like we said, they should have been transparent about
yeah.
how the season gonna start.
Oh, our
Like we're
AD
gonna
would
do
love you with
this.
that word.
You
That's
know
our
what I
AD.
mean? But you got it. Like all they have to say is we're gonna start on. We're gonna do two scrimmages. We're gonna wait 2 weeks to see if any COVID pop up from that,
See,
and then we can start up again.
so that did happen though, right? So I'm wondering if that's why they pushed this through to make this because four games got canceled due to teams having COVID. But then once again, it couldn't have been from the scrimmage. They could have had it before the scrimmage. You know,
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't necessarily mean that it was because we already know of a few cases that it wasn't within the team; it was outside. So, and I understand the precautions, but the precautions should be what it is right now. Is you can quarantine the team until everybody gets tested, find out if they're positive or negative, and then go from there. And those who are already vaccinated, if you test negative right on the spot, you can return.
like Uncle Pat, Coach Pat, some people know him. Like you said, he didn't take the vaccine because it wasn't FDA. FDA didn't approve it. You know what I mean?
Perfect.
That's
Smart.
his decision. But he's right though. How you gonna
Yeah,
have a
smart.
vaccine within 1 year, but you can't find a cure for cancer?
And that's what that's what the FDA is for, you know what I mean? To make sure it's safe for everybody like us to do those things. So even for us, we took a risk. And I told you that day, my friend, I was like, hey, we're not going to know until one of us take them, right? We can take the words of other people, but until we actually do them ourselves. So that's why I hashtag it. I volunteer tribute, you know what I
Yep.
mean? But we went in, we were fine. But I feel like they said, right, it doesn't necessarily say that, oh, we can never get COVID. So do I feel protected? No. But does it make me feel like I'm able to do certain things without, like challenges or obstacles? Like, oh, you got to do this first before you can do that. Yes. And that's basically why the reason we did them. It wasn't because we know we're not going to get COVID or if we do, it's going to be better symptoms. It's just that if we're vaccinated, we're allowed to do, things that people that aren't vaccinated cannot do or have to do other things before they can do what we do. That was a
Eh,
decision why we made.
Sheila, I bet you your father already on look already. Guarantee he gets some in his back pocket ready for
Yeah,
sale.
yeah. As soon as that came out, people was forging these cards already. They had a big article on that. Everything gonna be end up. Even telehealth. I did one of my research stuff for my practicum was telehealth, and all it was to try and teach people how to do telehealth. But there's nothing to protect it. If somebody wanted to take advantage of you through telehealth, take advantage of you. You know what I mean? Especially a majority of them will be our elders. They don't want to go in person, right, to doctors or leave the house, so they're gonna do them this way. But virtually, can somebody take advantage of an elderly person through telehealth? And they probably can. And there's nothing right now set up to protect them from that because usually they're not going to set up that kind of stuff until it happens. Right now, there's a huge part that sets up for the liability of the person that's doing telehealth, like protecting the information. You can only use certain stuff. Like I think Zoom is one of them because they can protect you, and if you're going to record them, they have a way of storing that and firewalls to protect people from hacking that and trying to get information on you. But that's the only thing is the liability of the company or the people that's using telehealth to do their appointments and stuff. But as for us, the people that can use telehealth, there's nothing really protecting you if somebody is to set up something to like identity theft and stuff because there's some information you got to provide in order to do telehealth. So even that kind of stuff, just check those kind of things out, man. Who knows, right? I don't know how to use the dark web either. It's just crazy stuff. Whatever you guys decide to do, I support you. Straight up. Take them, no take them, that's fine. I'm not gonna, not be your friend or not talk to you. Talk to it's OG. But no matter what you choose, you gotta face the consequences as an individual. And I mean, if you're gonna choose certain things, you're already telling yourself you're willing to take on those consequences. And at the same time, like a lot of people always like, oh, it's not a bad thing that I don't want to get. It's not. Some consequences are good. You know what I mean? It's just the outcome. The outcome of your choices can be whatever you want it to be. With the information you got, make the best decision for yourself. And however you decide to make them, sure, we support you guys. Straight up.
Easier to find hardcore drugs than fake vaccine cards. It's probably
Jeez.
gonna get easier soon. Yeah, my friend, log out this guy. With all said and done, they need to open and let people choose. You're right though. It's it's your choice. You know what I mean? Open it up. You want to get vaccinated? Get vaccinated. You don't want to? You don't want. You want to wear a mask? Wear a mask. Right? You want to go to the store, not wipe the cart? No, you know how to. Right? But it comes down to you, what you want as the person. Right? Once again, thank you for joining in. It is what it is. If you're still on, say what's up. Let us know what's going on out there. How you feeling? You know, if you got any loved ones you want to send a prayer or a shout out to, let us know. Friend's phone won't die. Guarantee his phone won't die. But did you die? But yes, stay safe. You know, keep your family safe. Wow, I never knew that. That's that's crazy. I guess someone did get caught. I wonder what the outcome of that was. Anthony, you know what happened? What was the outcome? As of today, before I thought we was. As of today is like we're no longer. You right? Hey, your phone will die.
Nope. My phone is fully charged, my friend. I got kicked out. I don't know why.
Yeah.
And
What
my,
did
my
you say?
Wi-Fi is good.
You know, you remind me of your brother. Always getting kicked out of things.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. That's what I'm scared of because I got the vaccination 10 years from now. You got the vaccination. Call now because you're gonna have three
Yep.
eyes when you wake up in another year from now. But you can sue for this amount of money.
Or there's somebody on tour already, and they're like, if you got vaccinated during this time, it's the Pfizer. You've got money coming your way. Call this number. Yep.
Um,
And by then you're in a wheelchair, missing limbs.
um,
Crazy, cause
Anthony said, I guess you know how we're talking about the fake cards. He said they actually had someone already got prosecuted because of it.
hmm I
I
told
never
you,
knew.
as soon
I
as the
never.
cards was posted and people could see what it
Uh-huh.
was, that fake cards coming out. People are selling them and
That is
using them.
crazy.
But it is crazy because it's actually trapped, in a system. Oh man,
I heard about another vaccine that's supposed to come on in October. Supposedly it follows the lines of the older vaccines. You know, see, that's what I mean. Like it's like, and I swear I seen something this morning about like the Delta. I forgot the other word was like two in China. I was like, here we go now the Delta. Now we got Delta 2.0. Like, come on, man. It's like who who's making this happen? Or who's upgrading the virus? Is it just upgrading in the air?
my
You know
friend,
what I mean? How
everything
did we
is
go
made
from
in China.
COVID? No, that's what I'm saying. But how did we go from COVID to the Delta? What's it called? The Delta fucking COVID, and then now
Yeah,
I see today Delta something like. Come on, man.
you
You
know
think
this
Rasta
crazy is
are gonna be look at Dubs fobbing
like
out?
like right now, my friend. Like I don't know about you guys, but is there anybody in war right now? Because you know, mean countries used to make a lot of money off of wars. I feel like this is just another industry they're making money off of right now. Because where is it? I don't see anything on TV or stuff like that. Everything is all about COVID, right?
COVID.
And the spread. Even at one point, human trafficking was like the focal point, and then COVID covering all of that. So it's like
It's
the really important things that we should be focusing on is like really getting away from us because of COVID.
yeah, and like Al said earlier, we gotta focus on the Allah, the spirit. I mean, they're dividing us right now, and I've seen some crazy things lately. You know what I mean? It's just like, hey, there's my friend's wife.
Yeah, that's her.
Yeah, hey, Chachi. But you
Love to
know,
die.
the main thing, and like Al said, I'm glad I got to. I mean, I never met Al in person, but I met him tonight over this. I'm glad. You know, what I mean? I'm gonna call him because that was all good things. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Everything you said, I was like, dang, I wish I knew this a while back. You know, you live and you learn. But brother Al, he spoke the truth tonight, and it got me feeling some type of way. You know what I mean? I want to meet up with him and you know go to his rally. You know, be a part of that because he's doing the right thing. He's fighting the right fight. He's not fighting the
Is
wrong
he's
fight.
right.
He's not trying to fight the fight that he know he can't win. He's gonna fight the fight that's gonna make this a better fight. You know what I mean?
Even his point of view on media and social media, and how we the media now, they're putting out all this negative stuff. You gotta have one where it's only positive, like a positive perspective. Because if all you're gonna feed is positive, then the output or the give back is gonna be positive. But if you keep flashing negative, that's all we're gonna perpetuate is negative things. It's called a positive perspective, my friend. And if we can concentrate on positive, that's the only way we can strengthen our community and society. But focusing on negative cannot, man. Even social media, that's crazy. We know how social media, how crazy that can be.
Social media is the number one crazy.
It's crazy, cause even for kids, like there should be an age limit. Because like I said, at a certain point, if that young, they don't know how to control their emotions, right?
Yes.
And then that's even why the drinking age is the age that it is. I mean, we've seen at Kaneki High School with our own eyes that kids under a certain age, when they get drunk, they're emotional drunks. They don't know how to process or deal with their emotions. And when they get drunk, it is crazy. You got the angry drunk, the crying drunk. I mean, we all go through those phases, but I feel like at 21, you can kind of hone in on your emotions, and not all the time, trust me, but the older we get, I think the better we can handle our emotions, and because we can handle our emotions, a lot of the decisions we make aren't so crazy as we was when we were kids.
Yes, Hawaii, we need to stand together for our youth, not just
Got
our
it.
youth, for ourselves. Because I'm seeing they're saying that you got to take the vaccine to go visit your loved ones in the hospital, or you got to be vaccinated.
Well,
Even the college
teach guys.
age, you got to get vaccinated to play. It's like they're taking our freedom away. They are, because I told my wife earlier, if my son was in maybe sophomore in high school and he's not gonna play, I'm gonna ship him off. Right? Some people just live off of sports. I mean, they're student athlete, but sports is their go to. Like Al said, that keeps them healthy. Now you're telling us you go work out for 8 weeks in the summer. Now stop all of a sudden on a dime. Wait till October, and then you want us to just go and straight play? That's crazy. That's
Right,
asking for kids, for one, not being
yeah,
shaped, two, get hurt. I mean, three, not
you
even know
got
what's
it.
going on. You can't even go on the field if you don't know what's going on. You get other people hurt. Just whoever thought about this didn't really think it through. They're like, oh yeah, we can just tell everybody to get vaccinated. We'll be fine. No, it's not going to be fine.
Right.
This year, August 7th, fine.
Healthy living, that's what we gotta focus on with the kids. Sports is just part of healthy living. And they need that because I was right. When you get older, you end up getting all these complications with your health and stuff like. It's crazy, and that's what we call the upstream. You know what I mean? Upstream effect. The upstream for Hawaii is the kids. If we can change their health habits and their lifestyle, in the future, not gonna have diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure, all that kind of things. And it's the upstream effect. I hate to say it because a lot of times when you say upstream, it's like you're saying, okay, forget about the people that already get them. But then, you know what I mean? Like for me, I'm a diabetic too, so I'm going to be dealing with that till I die, you know what I mean? But for my kids, I wouldn't want to put that on them. So sports is just a way of keeping them healthy, physical, staying active. Because when you get older, you're not going to have that. You know that, It's out there, but it's going to be more difficult for you to do that, especially as a parent or you're working full-time or working full-time going to school. It's going to be hard. Keep your kids healthy as much as you can, as long as you can afford it.
Like Anthony's saying, you know what I mean? His nephew, the starting QB, Kamehameha, went to Utah, played football last season, got a scholarship. He's playing Colorado this year. No testing, no injections. That's what I don't get. Like, where did our leaders all of a sudden become people to just tell you, hey, you got to do this? Look at the mainland. They're getting thousands of cases a day, but they're still going to play. Coach Chad just messaged us today. Started high school in Arizona. They started football. They're going to play. But us here, it's like, come over here, come tourists. Let's go sit around Key Beach. Let's go watch a luau. Let's go Sea Life Park. But wait, we
But,
have a scrimmage, but we can't watch our kids play football.
but the locals, the citizens of Hawaii and the locals, stay home. You need to be
Yeah.
vaccinated. You cannot do this. But the tourists, they come in as they please, my friend.
And a lot of them came in for 4th of July. And guess what? When all this started happening again, after 4th of July.
Hmm.
But no, it was the locals' fault. They went out and party 4th of July. Get out of
I
here,
think
man.
I think if the state's gonna mandate that kind of stuff, they should mandate if you're coming into Hawaii, you should be vaccinated.
If not, don't come.
Exactly. Because right now they're saying you can come, just gotta get tested.
But
But
then,
just mandate the vaccinate. You need to be vaccinated with a card.
okay, so
Submit
why
that
can't
you can come in.
if you can come in and just be tested, why can't we play and just get tested?
That's what that's what I'm trying to say.
That's the crazy part about all of this.
Hmm.
You can come here and not tested, but we can't go play a football game or a volleyball game.
Hmm.
But you need to be vaccinated. Hey, be vaccinated to come here then. You know what I mean?
So always gonna be the locals to get the shady end of the stick. My friend. It's all about money, right? Their priorities. Cause at this point in time, it's like maybe our politicians should take a pay cut, to help.
Yeah.
If that's what they need, take a pay cut and say, right now our state is struggling financially. We're all gonna take a pay cut.
Ain't happening. We just got this millions of dollars. Why can't they just be like, oh, you know what? Okay, we want the sports to happen. We'll pay for the test 2 times a week. We use the state money. But nope, it's like, no, you want to get tested. You don't want to get vaccinated. Okay,
Hmm.
go get tested. But your mom and dad got to pay for it. My mom and dad, jeez, man, I make $13.85 as a security guard. You think I can pay twice a week for my son to get tested to play? Nope, but my son not going to be able to play the sport he loved that he played from a little kid, from little. It's like,
Hmm.
it is ass backwards. Sorry for my language, but it's ass
You're
backwards.
right.
You told these
And
kids,
I was right.
you
I
told these
was
kids
right. Because
they can play, and then all of a sudden, oh, you know what? We're not going to play. And then here comes this year. Go ahead, go play 2 scrimmages. Okay, we're ready for game week. It's week 1. Stop football. Stop volleyball. Stop softball. You're not doing nothing. You got to get vaccinated. Come on, man. I want to know how many of the senators or whatever you call these freaking fwams behind there is vaccinated. Because I can see right now I'm vaccinated and not be. I want to know who got it. Who really
right.
got it?
Yeah, even NFL's about to kick off too. NFL's about to kick off, and they're not going to shut them down. Again, that's money maker, right?
Hey, I'll hit it on the nose right there. Politicians should not be paid because their job is supposed to be to help the people.
Supposed to. But a
Just
lot of them made the decisions that they made because of the money they get.
this past 2 years, you really seen what they really are about. Like everybody knew they were terrible, but this past 2 years with COVID, you could tell they're not for the people. I mean, they just buy
You
the
know
money.
that.
Not for the people, buy the people, but they're not for the people, but buy the money. Oh, here you go. Here's an envelope. Okay, yeah, kid's not gonna play. Like, we need to make more money. Let's make everybody get vaccinated. Like
It
my wife said,
is.
I mean, it might be able to, it might look free when you're getting it, or you said it earlier, but they're still charging it to somewhere.
They're going to charge it to somebody.
Sooner or later, like maybe a couple years down the line, you're gonna get, oh, you owe $375 for the COVID vaccine you took in 2020. Come
But
on, man.
just remember, like even for us, when we took the vaccine, we had to provide our insurance card
Yeah,
because they charge it to the insurance.
and
And
you
at
still
the
gotta
same time, the insurance is what we pay for, right? So there's like, oh yeah, it's free vaccines. Just bring your insurance card. It's not free. You're still paying for it.
supposedly the
That's what's
NFL is
crazy.
90% fully vaccinated. They said it on ESPN yesterday. And that's crazy because I did see one of our coaches from the Vikings, the best team in the NFL. He got let go because he didn't want to get vaccinated. But they brought him back because I think they really felt stupid, you know what I mean? Because they knew that you kind of forced that on him.
Yeah,
He didn't get his position back, but he's still coaching, helping out. But at first it's like, oh, you don't get vaccinated, you out. But now it's like, come back. Because that's not right. We don't want to be that team known for that
you know,
shit.
because when you do something like that, you're taking a political stand. You're choosing one side. And with a team like that, you kind of choose a side. That's crazy. He probably made like a lawsuit or something and gave him his job back.
But then, who was I talking to? Or we are talking about how a couple years ago I had that kid that wanted to transfer from I think Milan to Kapolei because he moved to Kapolei. But at that time, you couldn't play no matter if you moved in district. But as soon as the family started that lawsuit, boom, the rule changed. You can transfer wherever you want now,
It's
as long
all
as you move
that.
in district. You know what I mean? It's like, so can somebody do that now? I asked one of the coaches, Rich Miano. I asked him, coach, do you think this can be overturned? And he said, man, Dub, this is gonna be hard to get this overturned. It's nothing, a small little thing like one kid trying to transfer. This is the whole state. I'm praying, they overturn this, even if it's like 2 weeks from now. Let the kids play. The
Yeah.
kids want to play, let them play. Know, tell the parents sign a waiver. As soon as you sign that waiver, all the liability should be
That's
gone.
that's all it is. If it's because of liability, that's all it really is. It's signing on form, releasing the state from any liability of what's going on. Everybody would line up to sign that. Because even if sports continue, you telling me that you cannot go and watch your kid play?
Yeah.
If we're going to the spectator side now, that's even more crazy.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Our scrimmage against Ilani, we had fans at Pittsburgh, but our AD just told our parents and sent out a memos that, hey, you want to watch your kids play,
You
follow the
take on the
guidelines.
liability, right? So you follow the guideline and you take in the liability. Is if you get COVID from the event, that's on you.
And you social distance. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Wear your mask if you feel like you have to wear your mask. You know.
Exactly.
Then we went Campbell the next day, couldn't. I guess every place was different, but we also found out that when the season was gonna happen this week, it was gonna be up to the principal and the AD if you wanted fans or not. So people just gotta understand. Do your part.
And my friend, this is more crazy. So I hate to put OC16 on blast, but you cannot really like go and live stream your school sports
Yes.
because OC16 holds the contract with us.
Yep.
So to,
And
to us, when we did it with the baseball team, they allowed us to do it because it was during COVID. But at the same time, it's like if OC16 is not televising that game, you know what I mean? Why can't somebody else go in and do it? But they hold
exactly.
their contract and nobody else can come in. If you go through your whole football season, not one televised game, nobody else can live stream them like the way they do. Because we have multi-camera angle, we can set them up with pop-up, scoreboard, everything, but cannot. You as an individual person can go and Facebook Live them, but you guys cannot do them as a good of a quality with camera zoom ins, replays, scoreboard. You cannot do them
Broadcasting.
like that. Cannot. So how does the parent get to watch their kid, especially if this their freshman year, JV football, whatever, first time playing high school football? Can I go watch? But then again, it's up to the school, right? The school makes the decision.
Yeah. But then at first it was they never gave them that choice.
Yeah.
Then came out on Monday that okay, you're gonna do this. Then Tuesday, okay, we're thinking about the vaccination. Then boom, Wednesday, dropped the ball on everybody. Everybody was shocked, even the principal. Then when they all got that email, everybody was shocked what happened because everybody thought it was just gonna be practice play until the 24th. You're not vaccinated, now you got a test. Or if you're vaccinated, you're good to go. But nope, it's like boom, shut it down. You gotta vaccinate. You gotta vaccinate your cameras. Darren, I wouldn't put it by this state now. You might have to vaccinate your car before you walk in. Make sure your
That
car
too.
you turn up with the vaccination inside. You hit it on the
Same.
nose. I said that to everybody. To me, it really thinks that they're trying to take away sports. How would you do something that keeps our youth, like Al said earlier, healthy? Why would you go and take that away from people or the
That's
kids?
huge, bro. That's huge. The physical part, healthy. That's huge, bro.
Like I was talking to Cass earlier, my wife. I said, I understand maybe if they made the adults, you got to be vaccinated because we do go out party, we do go see family. But the youth, man, don't do that to them. Us as an adult, we can choose for ourselves. But right now, like I have a player, I'm not gonna say his name. His family is totally against the the vaccine. Right? He went home today. He told the mom, he told the parents, I want to get vaccinated. They told him, hell no. your cousin died, or this one happened. But he wants to play, but they're not going to let him get vaccinated because of what they saw happen to other people. Then also, nobody knows this, but we were told if it's for religious belief, if you ever took the TB or you took the flu shot, you gotta take the vaccine now because that
That's
counts as
all
a
the
vaccine. It's out the door.
not
It's
you
like
see what I mean. So you're in
everybody has
religion.
TB to enter school, so that's like bullshit.
Well, we knew it was gonna go this far. Like religion has no premises in this. Like, and it's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
You know what I mean? So it's like, oh yeah, I'm religion, but oh wait, you took back in when you was in fourth grade, you took the flu shot
Mm-hmm.
because
You
your
shot
mom you
records. The
got
school
you
shot records,
going.
right?
There it goes. Yep.
So you kind of use that as that's crazy. So now you gotta have a medical reason. Then
Yeah. But then if you get a medical
now
reason, they go,
doctors
"Look,
know
why are you playing sports?"
exactly.
It's like it's lose lose for our youth. And if there's any way, if you're on or now, and you know a way that we can fight this, please let me know. And Fats know because we're gonna fight this fight for these kids. I got my son's gonna be high school next year. I don't want him going to the mainland just to play football. But hey, I'm not gonna lie. If that's what it takes,
You gotta do
I'm
this
gonna have to
together,
do
my
it.
friend.
You know. But we're here, so if you know anything or you know someone, let us know
We
because
gotta
we're
start.
here to go and fight the fight.
We gotta start a petition.
Yeah, and Sloan's right. Those are approved by the FDA. That's totally right. But then since it's on your record, it's like you got to take the vaccine now, even though it's not approved because that's not religious belief because you did take it, even though it's approved. It's like,
That's a good one. That's a good. That's a legal standpoint, though. But that's good.
well, like our coach will say, you don't want people to go and fight this and take it to court because now they're going to keep pushing the season back, and then we're not going to have.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they want. Oh, you're going to fight this perfect. Okay, push it back now. We got to go court as it is. They push it back now. Got to court. Boom. Next thing you know, it's the end of the school year. Sorry, we'll wait till next football. Oh, you know what? COVID cases are up again. Push back football. Push back all fall sports.
Well,
Yeah.
I guess we gotta.
Have Al,
I guess we gotta.
have
We gotta
Al,
track the progress, my friend.
yep. Have Al promote
See
the
the.
match. Ige and our crew. Or Ige and his crew versus us. We're the game. Right in the middle of the street over there in downtown.
We just gotta watch and see what they do after this. Track the progress. But he made the decision. It's out there now. We just gotta see how it develops. Up to the day. Because you probably gonna see a lot of things change. But you just gotta pay attention to the wording.
Al, you let me know. I call it sick even though I'm on sick leave. He said he'll be doing an island-wide rally at the schools and hospitals. Contact me, stay updated and what will be done. If we can fight for Mauna Kea, we know to fight harder for the youth. Thank you, Al. Hey, we
That's what
back
it
you up,
is.
Al. You let me know. Please fill me in. Send me whatever you're gonna do. I'll be there. You need us to
Doing
play
an
music while
event.
you're driving around? We'll be there. You need me to DJ while you drive around? We'll be there.
You cover
You
them
need to take
live.
you need me to take my shirt off?
Multi-camera.
Make sure I'm drunk. Yes, hey, we can live stream this, multi-camera view, broadcast, all
Mhm.
of the above. But we need to do
All
this.
of the above.
We have to. The youth is gonna hurt. They're hurting right now. You should have seen the kids' faces. Like we know they was reading things throughout the day, but when we called a meeting and told them, and they just everybody did this. And hey, keep your head up. It's not your guys'
So
fault. We're gonna fight this
we,
fight.
my friend, we gotta get on doctor's point of view. 'Cause like Al said, you know what I mean.
Get
We
Darren.
gotta really get
Darren,
on. Hold on.
call in dead, and you call back Monday. Tell them you were born again on Sunday.
Gee.
Go ahead, my friend. What you saying about a doctor's view?
And we just gotta get on doctor's point of view. Because right now we're just getting, you know what I mean, the politician's point of view by making these decisions, you know what I mean? But when you go out there, you probably find a lot of doctors that can tell you straight up, like, oh, if we do the social distancing, you know what I mean, the washing of the hands, outdoor and stuff like that, they all probably gonna agree that that's fine. Because at this point, like we said, there's no getting around COVID.
There's not.
All we can do is slow it down. You know what I mean? The spread.
It's gonna be here for years.
So you know what I mean? Because at the beginning it was overwhelming for everybody. You know what I mean? The hospitals, old folks' homes, schools, everything. The rise. But if we can slow them down, because we all know when it comes to that kind of thing, the best way to fight them is when you get them. After you get them, your body builds the antibodies. You know, it's like the flu, right? And my friend, I took the flu shot every year when I was a kid, all up until I was an adult, and I've never taken it. And I've never gotten the flu to the point where they said I was gonna die and stuff like that.
Well, I never seen any signs yet for take the flu shot. All I seen is
Nothing.
COVID vaccines here. COVID vaccines here. Nothing about the flu. Shit. I really want to know though, like how many people had the flu that
Simple
were diagnosed
hygiene.
for COVID.
hmm It was probably the kind. It was probably the flu, my friend.
It's just crazy, man. 'Cause to go from 86, 26, 96 to 480 something. Like, come on. But it's been what, 1 week, I think now?
And
Been
it's
triple
crazy because it's by the day, right?
Yeah.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. When the numbers come out, it's by the day, right?
hmm
So you're telling me if there's 600 today, that means there's 600 tested today, a different 400 yesterday, a different 200 the day before. That's crazy, my friend.
And I'm not gonna lie.
It just sounds like they had 200 Monday,
Yeah.
200 Tuesday, but we're going to add them together and say it was 400.
Yeah.
200 on Wednesday, but we're going to add them together and say it was 600 on Wednesday.
Because
That's
we know
crazy.
a lot of people, and with all those numbers, those in the or 4,000 now, I knew maybe a handful. But come on now, you can tell me out of 4,000 people, only know 8 people that got them.
And if you got COVID, don't be ashamed to say, I got COVID. I really appreciate those people that get COVID and they post on social media, hey, heads up to my friends and stuff like that. I tested positive for COVID, all that kind of stuff. I really appreciate that kind of stuff. Protect everybody, right? Not just yourself. Some people, I mean, like how we was, like, oh, we're not going to get COVID and all of a sudden get COVID. But you don't tell nobody because you're ashamed because all this time you're saying, I'm strong enough, I'm not going to get them. You just say it. Protect everybody, Protect yourself.
I was right again. I want to see the numbers of suicide, jobless, new homelessness, or things that was affected by this.
Mental health. During this whole time, mental health went up because it skyrocketed. Because a lot of them, people are already getting help, like therapy and stuff like that, with therapists. But because of that, they shut down that side too. So people that was getting help during that time, they lost the help. A lot of people committed suicide. And then a lot of people that need the help during this time, they don't know how to reach out. And just to let you guys know, if you guys are looking for resources, there's a lot of resources out in your community that can help you. And majority of it is free. And if it's
Community
not, a
health
lot of
workers,
times your insurance will cover. Get a hold
If
of
you
your
need some
partner
help
care
in that,
physician.
you call my friend right there. He went to class for that. I chickened out.
You should have came with me, man.
I still want to be a security guard at the nightclub. Oh man! Once again, everybody, thank you guys for joining in. It's been 2 hours. We gotta go to sleep. We got work in the morning, but we'll do another one. Please, if you guys can, add Al. He's gonna be starting some rallies, doing good things. But hey, once again, share. Let everybody know how we do it here on. It is what it is. We used to do a lot of shows. It's been we was running around today trying to figure out, hey, you get this, hey, you get that. Oh, I know more
last
this,
minute.
more that.
It's the last minute. I forget our close out or my friend.
Yeah, I
We have a
know.
lot of things you guys can follow us on. Like, check us out on Instagram. We're on YouTube, Facebook. We Twitter sometimes. We haven't been doing that for a long time. We have other shows that we do. Your boy Dubs got Hotspot. I got This Triumph. We're gonna try to pull out those things again.
One chip challenge, yes. All these things we're supposed to have done. I'm not gonna. I blame COVID because we're just trying to stay our distance. Even though we sit on the golf cart next to each other every day and get busted. But a dog pound band for your next event. Yes, we have a band. We try our best to put on the best show we can. But right now with the COVID, we have to cancel a lot of things because it's even though if it's our own equipment, it's still a chance. We all got families. We're trying to do what's best for our family, make some side money, but it's hard. But hey, it's starting to open back up, so we'll be doing more things. Yeah, you two people over there. Yes, please follow Orange Master so he can not be mad at us. But once again, it's your boy Dubs.
You man, facts. Hey, and Orange Master, send some followers our way too, man.
Yes,
Send all our followers your way.
enjoy yourself, be safe, and we'll see you on the next show.